Vid090 back here with another video today, and this is my review on the game that just finished between the Newcastle Knights and the Manly Seagulls. Unfortunately, Manly, they lost to Knights 18 points to 10 in Newcastle, and yeah, look, obviously you can't win every game, unfortunately. I mean, I was hoping that we could win, and I knew this game would be coming because obviously Manly have been in some good form, but I knew that this sort of game was coming because, obviously when you go on a bit of a momentum with winning, you come across these sort of games where you don't exactly turn up on game day, and that's what happened to Manly. We've been in good form, but just that game, we just not turn up. I think Manly probably thought would smash Knights today because there was no Ponga, no Pearce, and they had players out and they were in bad form. But yeah, you can't take any opponent lightly, I don't think, and I think Manly definitely got it wrong today. But I've got a few questions about the refereeing today as well, because I think the refereeing was pretty disgraceful in some parts. But to start off with, Manly, they started pretty well. I mean, Brad Parker got the first try, just from a nice Daly Cherry Evans pass to Kyle Lawton, who ran through the gap, and Kyle Lawton threw a nice ball back inside the Brad Parker, who got the first try. So the score was 4-0, and Ruben Garrick missed a conversion. And and this was a lucky try to Jason Saab. What happened was Lachlan Fitzgibbon had the ball, and he knocked on at his end when near the Knights try line, and then Jason Saab picks up from Lachlan Fitzgibbon's knock on, and Saab picks the ball up, runs the whole way and scores. So it was good, and the score became 10-0, and I was thinking that maybe we can actually have a good win today, possibly. But then just before half time, when Sean Keppie went off, because this was very done by Sean Keppie. I think Sean Keppie's been fantastic this year as a player, but I think he kind of fucked it up tonight. I think he was pretty disappointing in some parts. I think his discipline definitely costed us a little bit today, and I think him just doing these stupid high tackles and that stupid sort of stuff, the grubby tactics, or the grubby players Keppie played with today was not on, and he was definitely disappointing today, Keppie. So we had 12 men with about 4 minutes left of the first half, and then just before half time, Stafford Toa scores in the corner, so the score became 10 points to 6, and then this should have never happened. This was pretty terrible. This was pretty soft defense by Manly. What happened was I think it was Connor Watson. Yeah, Connor Watson had the ball. He was looking for Daniel Saifee to run through the gap and score, but instead he passed it to Swasa Su close to the line. Swasa Su just barges over and scores a try just before half time. So at the break, it was Knights 12, Manly 10, and I was thinking to myself that we can't slack off. We have to try and play for another 40 minutes and try and play our best. Try and get Turbo more involved. Because today Knights actually defended Turbo pretty well, so credit to them for defending Turbo pretty well. But we had to get him more involved, obviously. And yeah, in the second half, for about 71 minutes of the game, for nearly the whole game, it was 12-10 the whole time. Every time Manly had a chance to score, the Knights just did not budge. The Knights did not budge. They just kept defending Knights. They kept them defending. They kept them holding on. Their defense was actually pretty good today. Newcastle, they were gritty. They didn't really care about scoring points. They just defended their asses off. They defended Top Trbojevic really well. And you got to give credit to Knights for the win today. And I think Knights were just a better team overall. And it was 12-10 until the 71st minute. Then at the end of the game, I think it was Daniel Saifee who barged in to score the try at the end, and yeah, that was game over from there. But look, good on Knights for the win. Knights are now 5 wins and 7 losses, and now Manly are 6 wins and 6 losses. So Manly get the bye next week, which is good. So hopefully we get some players back in round 14 for our clash against the Cowboys. But before I do stop the review, the officiating was pretty bad today, I thought the officiating was pretty bad, especially, and you know why the officiating was bad today? Because Ben Cummins was there. Ben Cummins, of course, he has to stuff everything up. He's a fucking dickhead, Ben Cummins. I really hope he stops refereeing soon, because he's just getting worse and worse every game he referees, unfortunately. He just makes some really stupid decisions. Like the one where Tavita Funa was not the one where Tavita Funa was competing for the ball. I think that one was a fair penalty to Knights, but I think the one where Lachlan Fitzgibbon was on the ground, and Lachlan Fitzgibbon, he kind of shifted his whole body across, like in a position where Tavita Funa can get himself in a position to put a crusher tackle on. Like, how can you pull out of that? Like, how could you pull out of that in a matter of seconds? Like, Fitzgibbon was on the ground, he was like laying sideways, then he gets up in this sort of position, like a sitting position. Then obviously Funa tried tackling him like on the ground, but then when Fitzgibbon got up in this position, Finney came down with like 2 hands and did that like a crusher tackle. So I mean, how can you pull out of that with a matter of seconds, and then it ended up being a penalty to Knights, and on report for Davida Finney, like on report for that. But there was no intention for a crusher tackle. It was one of those things. So there's no consistency with the crackdown. No consistency with the refereeing at all. It's pretty disgraceful in my opinion. And Ben Cummins, stick this fucking finger up your ass, you fucking arsehole. Go and jump off. Go and do a backflip off the Sydney Harbour Bridge, you fucking dickhead. I don't want to see you ever ref again. I hope you retire Ben Cummins, honestly. I'm sick of him. Sorry, guys, I have to say that. But, yeah, his refereeing is pretty ordinary today. But it did not change the game. It did not change the game at all today, I don't think. But, yeah, guys, that's in the review. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And catch you tomorrow for another video.